There's Rome. There's London, there's Paris, New York, the list goes on. So many wonderful places to travel to this summer, but all those destinations likely going to be packed with tourists. So, are there other similar places that may be less crowded, maybe even more affordable? Joining us to discuss this, the so-called travel dupes, Amra Djokovic, head of communications for Flight Center Travel Group. Thank you so much for coming in, Amra.
Well, thank you, Melanie.
As soon as I heard maybe more friendly on the wallet, I think a lot of ears maybe perked up here because people are traveling, but they want to make it budget friendly. You recently did a survey that said just that.
Correct. We have more than 80% of Canadians are actually looking for budget-friendly destinations this year. And of those surveyed, a further 40% are seeking out exclusive deals and destinations, but they're also looking for hidden gems. And this is where the travel dupe destinations come in.
Got it. Okay, so today we're going to focus on Europe because there are top 5 locations where you always hear, oh, I'm going here, I'm going here. It sounds so amazing, but the logistics around it can be complicated. Let's begin with Paris. Paris sounds wonderful, but...
It sure does, but right now we have the Summer Olympics, so it will be buzzing with crowds, but also larger crowds means larger budget as well. So what we recommend instead of Paris to go to Lyon. So Lyon, you'll get this historical feeling, but without the crowd. It's also a UNESCO heritage site. It's along the Rhone River, so you really will get that French feeling. It won't necessarily be that Parisian feel, but it'll definitely be a lot. It won't break the bank as
Right. And when we talk about this, there is the local feel. You want to feel like you are really within the culture and you are getting it in these locations, maybe even more so because it's not that tourist trap that we might see. The Amalfi Coast we always hear about. I always think I want to go there, but you have other recommendations.
I definitely do. We highly recommend if you want that sort of Mediterranean feel, go to Ischia. This is where all the local Italians go to. So if you really want to feel sort of that romantic Mediterranean feel and have that scenic look, go to Ischia or Taormina. They're both historical. They're both along the sea there, and you get spectacular views.
One of the places that I was sharing with you that I went on my honeymoon to was Barcelona, and I loved it. It was busy, it was packed, and tourists everywhere. So if I were to replan that honeymoon, where would you say I go?
Valencia, definitely, because if you do go to Barcelona, you will be waiting in lines. Unfortunately, you might be met with pickpockets, but if you go to Valencia, it's far easier on your pocket, on your wallet rather, and you'll be able to really immerse yourself in the culture. Plus, it's the birthplace of the paella. So if you're looking for some good food, you can get some good eats there as well.
Always looking to eat. Santorini, again, that was on my list, and now I'm going to add where?
Well, instead of Santorini, I would definitely go to Naxos or Rhodes, where you will also get that beautiful whitewashed buildings that people, unfortunately, if you look on Instagram and you see those beautiful blue tiled rooftops, most tourists are waiting hours for those images. So it's not all glamorous. Plus, Santorini is actually a cruise stopover, which means more crowds.
Right. I always love when you see on Instagram where like, here's the beautiful picture that I've created. Now let's do a wide shot of it. And it's just tourists everywhere, right?
Correct. Well, you're going to be waiting in line. And if that's your idea of a vacation, then please go right ahead. But we definitely recommend Naxos and Rhodes if you're looking for that really Mediterranean feel.
Sure. Look for some alternatives. Okay, finally, London's a great city. I've been there a couple times. Other locations, though, you might want to consider?
York or Cardiff, both historical cities with ruins, lots of fun, unique things. I believe it's Cardiff is known as one of the most haunted cities in the UK. So again, London itself, while it is the biggest city in the UK, it attracts 35 million visitors. So if you really want to escape the crowds, we highly recommend Cardiff or York.
And what about just timelines? Is it too late to book things for the summer, or are we kind of in a weird window right now?
We are in a good window right now. There are still some deals on actually FlightCenter.com right now,
okay.
But I do recommend that you consider for shoulder season, which would be after summer and just before fall, where the weather is still nice and warm, especially in places like Greece or Italy, where you'll still be able to enjoy those warmer weather.
Love it. Okay, happy planning. Thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you, Melanie.